Hello music lovers and conversationalists, welcome to the channel and welcome to my response video for the latest thread started by the king of threads himself, Chris Propfe. This one, as you all know by now, is one called I Don't Need You, and the topic surrounding this thread is artists who have left the band they were in and had a pretty good solo career. And after watching a handful of videos, I thought I'd jump on this thread, and it's taken me a little while to get the video up and out there. Basically, it was because I was rewriting the list after I had my original list, and this particular list has, I guess you could say, three categories in one video, if you will, if you want to call it that. But I have somewhat of a small stack of records here and one CD over here on the desk that I'll get to in a minute. And I thought it would start off with an artist who was well on her way or had already reached stardom, I think, when she left this particular band. And I think had she lived long enough, she would have been even bigger than she was when she passed in the early 70s, and I'm talking about Janis Joplin. And here I got them Old Cosmic Blues album again, which is her debut release after leaving Big Brother and the Holding Company. And really solid album, I think, and I think it's one that I feel should get a little more respect than it does, but that's just my opinion. And this one is one of the ones that I decided to leave on the list after many edits, if you will. Next is another favorite of mine that I'm hoping to get to see one of these days. I hope she comes around this area. I think she's supposed to in the summer, sometime this year, but I'm not sure. And that, of course, is Joan Jett. I'd say she's had a pretty solid career and successful career as a solo artist after leaving the Runaways. And I think it was probably a very good move on her part. And as you can see, this is a copy of Bad Reputation. And after that, Joan Jett's popularity really just went to the moon, and she hasn't looked back, and she's still going strong. And like I said, I hope to get to see her in the near future and take in a show and be able to say that I've gotten a chance to see one of my favorites. Next up are two alumni, if you will, from the John Mayall and the Blues Breakers band. And surprise, surprise, one of them is not Eric Clapton. But after seeing these artists, I'm sure you'll not be surprised that I have them in my collection, since they are blues artists, and both of them I've had the privilege of seeing. And this first one is one that I got to see for the first time back in October, and that is Coco Montoya. And this is his most recent album on the Alligator Records label, The Writing on the Wall, and this is just a solid album from him. And as you can see, I got him to sign the album after the show. He was just hanging out in the lobby, if you will, of the venue that I saw him at, and really spent time to talking to the fans and everything, and really a class act guy all around from what I can tell. The next is my favorite guitarist from the John Mayall and the Blues Breakers band, and I've had the privilege of seeing him a handful of times, and he just released a new album earlier this year with Dee Snider and Beth Hart, and it is called Broken, and this is the latest from Walter Trout. And Walter is an amazing talent. He has had such an amazing career, and one that if you get a chance to see him, go see him. You will not be disappointed. This album is his most recent release, but it's not my favorite of his. And my favorite of his is an album that came out previously, I think it was a couple of years ago, called Ride. This album here is just dynamite, full of great blues rock songs, and really just shows how talented of a musician and songwriter and guitarist that Walter is, and the band just sounds amazing, and this is just a jam-packed album of so many great songs. And last but not least, I have, to close out this video, are two piano players. The first one you may know a little better than the second one, depending on your tastes in music, but this first one is an artist who, in I believe 1980, would leave the Muddy Waters band and go on to form his own successful solo career. And it's hard to believe that it would be, I think, about 8 years after leaving Muddy's band that he would put out his first album as a solo artist, and it's the late legendary Pinetop Perkins. And After Hours is the name of this debut album, and it's a solid album from beginning to end. I'll quickly show you the track listings here, and of course you probably can hear the bird chirping away, but I'm not going to close the windows. It's actually kind of nice out after the rain, but last but not least, hit the tripod there. This album is one that really put this particular piano player on the map and the Nashville sound on the map, if you will. After his contract was up with the Louisiana Hayride, a certain man by the name of Elvis Presley asked him to stay on as his piano player and continue recording some of the greatest hits that Elvis ever had, including Are You Lonesome Tonight, which beat out the song that's the title track to this album. And this is Last Date by Floyd Kramer, and Floyd played on both Last Date, which was his song that really took off and made his name a household theme, and this album is in excellent condition. I was able to get it on Discogs for a pretty nice steal, and just show you the quality or the condition that it's in. You can see it was well taken care of over the years, and Floyd Kramer is one of my favorite piano players, and I really like that slip note style that he is credited for inventing, and really being an influence in my playing, and one of my favorites and one of the best, I think, in the business, not just in the Nashville/country style sound of piano, but piano playing in general. So those are my picks for Chris Propfe'S latest thread. I'm sure he'll have another one out in the coming weeks or days. It's amazing how many ideas he has for threads, and they're always fun to participate in. So thank you, Chris, for putting this together, and thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.